Hello.
Hi. Today we will talk about customers and the type of customer that you don't want to be.
I call it cringy people.
Everyone has ran into those situations where weird stuff happened or weird reactions happened, and we will mention them. So don't be that person. Quick intro. Welcome to Tattoo Shop Talk, which is a weekly-ish web show where we chit-chat about random tattoo shop and piercing shop related stuff, what happens in there, about customers, about people working in there. So if it's somehow related to you, then consider pushing that subscribe button, and you can also comment and press likes and dislikes and all that stuff. And now back to the cringy stuff.
He's good. Back to the cringy stuff. I think every tattooer who's been tattooing more than 1 month had experience of cringy moments. For example, one of my favorites.
Why you have armrest there?
This is armrest, okay?
It's where we rest
This
arms.
is a person, the customer is sitting. Usually we tell the customer, please go sit in this chair.
Please take a seat.
And this would be wrapped around with the plastic, and you usually put the arm, whatever the tattooer asks, which position. But sometimes the customer, the client comes in, and first thing he sees is this, and then he's like, so, I'm ready. I don't think this is how it works. I mean, maybe we are the only ones who experience this shit, but why would you think this is something you should sit on?
And usually this thing is next to a chair, but somehow people choose this thing.
I mean, more you're gonna do this, more fun for me, but sometimes it's sad. So what?
And now I will show you the other trick. And the other trick is when you have set up all the stuff and there's your station and everything and there's a chair. So everything is set up.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, you're gonna have your arm here, and the customer comes, but instead of sitting down on a chair, the customer comes by and okay.
Yeah, standing, like full on standing, and he's like, I'm ready. And there is also, I mean, I've never seen, but there's probably people like this and whatnot. When I saw first time in my life armrest, I didn't know how it works, but I never thought it should be something that you lay. If you see shit like this,
You never confuse this thing with a chair.
yeah. Not that we laugh about the customers, just about the situation, because it's normal to not know things if you're not into that for a long time. So, but don't sit on that. It's weird.
When we made a list of things to talk about, we also figured out that common thing is like a self-service. Self-service usually shows if it's someone who's like more like a friend and you finish tattoo and they try to help you, like to clean the station or take paper off the bed and all that, and you're like please don't, I'll do it, you know, because I use gloves and I know how the stuff works. But there's always guy who tries to unwrap things or something, and it also comes to the rubbish bins where people want to throw stuff out, and instead of using the pedal they usually just grab it, and you're like
That situation when the customer already grabs something, it's like already too late. I'm like, oh, you know, but I totally understand, like everyone is nervous, you know, also you're worried about the pain and everything, you're like fuck, where should I sit? That's understandable, but like chill out, man. It's like not 80s anymore when you have to be that scared of tattoo shops.
And also it's good to ask, because sometimes people, like when you have all your things set up, they come in with their phone or whatever, they put it on your station, or they put it on the rubbish bin, or they put their drink there, and you're like, could you please, you know,
Yeah.
this is the work stuff and this is the your stuff.
Like, I don't know if it's nice to say, but there's some countries that does that more, and there's some countries who actually respect the working place.
I think it's more like shops, you know, if shop have
Maybe the shops
set
well,
up the stickers with no food and no animals and no phones kind of thing.
Like now, where I work now, we don't have so much situations like that. I feel like people respect your working area, but I've been working in some shops where customer comes in, drops his clothes under the bench, puts coffee on the trash can. Yeah,
actually the clothes and bags thing it's pretty common that they come in,
but not
and they're just like, I'll put it here, and they just drop it in a random place, and I'm like,
I know what's the problem, the school system. Let's talk about politics, maybe.
Also, with the self-service, it's also kind of goes to the thing where like people have pre-shaved their arms or whatever, and that's nice unless they cut themselves, and then it's a bit not good. But
sometimes you cut yourself by accident.
when it comes to stenciling or in piercings, when you want to mark it, and then people are like, "Can I mark it myself?" Or they're like, "I want it here," and you're like, "Well, don't put it there." And then you're like, "Okay, I'll put it here, there, a bit lower, a bit lower." And when you try to put it on, they still try to adjust the thing, you know. Or like with piercings, sometimes people are like, "Can I mark it myself?" And you're like, "Can I mark it and then we can move it around?" And
Yeah, well, this is totally probably because of all these horror stories they've heard. So they have this, okay, I will be like all in, I know what I want, I will not let this tattoo go down, you know. So the customer wants to be part of it. If it's a good tattooer, you don't need to be part of it, you just have to let it go, you know.
Or like that piercing story that I had where was one lady, and she was the like, I know what I want type, and she wanted the dermal thingy, and she was like, I want it here, and she put like a mark. She had put mark before, and I said like, this is dangerous, this is like your eye, and I'm not gonna do it. So I put it where I can, where I'm comfortable of doing it. So I did it, and she was fine. And the next time she came for a lip piercing, and she wanted in some kind of in-between spot, which is regular and that regular one, so she wanted kind of there. And I said, okay, I can do it if you really want it, but it's not really a standard, but up to you.
Man, that's like breaking rules. Maybe she would make a new trend.
Yeah, like a trendsetter thing. Yeah. And I explained everything, and I said, if you're fine with it, I can do it. I did it, she walked out, and 20 minutes later she came back in, and I thought like, oh, maybe she forgot a phone or something like that.
So you did it? You did the whole...
Yeah, I said like, if you really want it, it's not like dangerous, it's not like having in your eyelid or something.
Crazy shit.
And she came back, yeah, what can I do for you? And she's like, you were right. I saw my I saw my reflection in a window, and I was like, oh my god. And she came back, she's like, take it out, redo it, I'll pay for it, I know it's my fault, and all that stuff. And
is that whole healing and disappears in
yeah,
time?
if it's fresh one, it's gonna be, worst case scenario will be a dot, but the story, millions.
So, and this shit happens all the time. Everywhere I go for a guest spot, no matter where, like which country, I mean, I've not been everywhere, but in Europe, in some countries, like everyone talks about situations like that, like these cringy moments. It's like and these situations where a customer wants to be super part of it. He wants to supervise all the situation.
And
I need these colors. I need this needle. They heard some stories about needles, about colors, and then they want to be part of it. But
and I think it's kind of good because it comes from information that it's out there that you should check.
It's good because you're worried about it. It's good that you wanna get best out of it.
Yeah, and the information and the questions what to ask is out there, but you should also like kind of trust the professional who works with you because they also know a thing or two, so they are there to explain. Like, you know, you shouldn't come in and demand stuff. But it's okay to ask questions.
Yeah, but if you go to to a shop where people let you do what you ask, that means it's a bad shop or it's just hard to say, right?
Depends on situation.
It depends on situation, but like, what if a customer listens now and then he's like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything, and he goes to the shop where there is not so good tattooers.
No, but it's okay to ask questions, and like we talked before, that like just because you came in a shop, it doesn't fix you. You don't have to get that tattoo now. You can talk and you can say, okay, let me think about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're in the tattoo shop, it does not mean that you're gonna be tied it up and you're gonna get tattoo no matter what. Like, you can still think about it.
Or you might be, but then it's a different story.
But now there's these situations where people just get more and more forward to the tattoo and they're scared to say, oh, I don't like it. And that's again bad, you know. You end up with the previous episode we had about like you have to do research and then go
Always.
to the shops. Yeah, that's like always.
And because we spoke about the stenciling and all that stuff, there's also the thing that we found often. It's the sort of flexing or being in your best shape or position when you're like, okay, I'm gonna put the stencil on, and the person suddenly flexes or something,
like,
and you're like, can you be relaxed? And they're like,
can you relax your arm? Okay. Now relax your arm.
you're like, put it to the side, stand relaxed.
Like that's again like some kind of weird stuff. Like I remember when I was a kid, I did the same with my six pack that I didn't have. I didn't even have a six pack, and I was trying to like make it. And about this being a tough body type dude or girl.
Perfect body image.
This is the same thing that happens when you finish tattoo and you make a picture. And many times I've seen dudes like pull in the air, try to. It's like everyone can see you faking it. So chill out.
Yeah, in piercings I see it with the belly piercings. It's also like stand here, stand straight, stand relaxed, and then it's always there's that position, and then suddenly belly goes kind of in, and they're like, yeah, I need you to be relaxed, but we can work with this, but try to be as relaxed as you can.
Yeah, I mean about the pictures, like that doesn't, like you can fake it if you want. It's not a issue for me. Yeah, issue starts when you put the stencil and you start to, because the stencil changes the shapes and you cannot actually put perfect flat image if you try to flex your muscles. That's the only reason why you need to be relaxed, not because of anything else, right?
Yes, and also back to that flexing thing, there's another issue which is like inappropriate clothing for a tattoo. And it can be starting from like obviously you want to look good and you want to look good with your new tattoo, but maybe you shouldn't come with a white t-shirt for your sleeve, and especially your like most expensive Calvin Klein Supreme stuff.
We don't tattoo people with wedding clothes on.
I do.
Okay.
Because tattoos are usually get to the extent messy, so your fancy new shirt can be ruined, you know, and so that would be one thing in terms of choosing color or wearing the freshest stuff, and then also when it comes to some more discreet areas as well, or like when you have to undress. There's been situations with my colleagues that, like, you know, a girl has a tattoo here on a what it's called, this part
thigh.
of the leg, thigh, and she's wearing like a mini skirt, like a short skirt, and almost see-through panties. Like tattooist said, like, it's not a problem for me, but he said also the girl was sort of shy, so she was all the time trying to like kind of cover herself, and it was hard to work. It was hard to get to the place, and also there's other people in the shop, and there's been situations where maybe a person is super comfortable and tattoo is super comfortable, and they sit like that and they tattooing this, and there's nothing there.
You're not talking about those people who actually want to show off, like that girl with naked boobs running around the shop we had once when we worked together. We
didn't have it once, we had it a bunch of times, but there's other people who you can see they're like, is this normal? How to react? What's going on? You know, does everybody do that?
Yeah, I hear one of the guys who's watching wants to hear more about the story about boobs.
Well, let's not only focus on boobs. There was also a situation where a guy was getting tattooed here.
Yeah, and balls out.
Yeah, and the owner did the whole Instagram video or something, and only a couple days later they noticed that the thing has.
For that guy, it worked out well.
Yeah,
and just cool dude.
And he didn't mind, but yeah, just being appropriate and being comfortable, because you know, like, if you have a tattoo here.
Yeah.
Don't go see-through if you're shy about it, or maybe it's the place where it's like an open type shop, and then we had those situations where somebody is just going all out, and then the next customer is just sitting there, and you can see they are like, I'm looking only that way.
Hard to say if the guy's enjoying it or suffering it. Sometimes you suffer by looking at something that you want to get and you can't.
Or sometimes other customers come in the shop, and there's somebody running half naked, and you're like, no, this is our half naked Fridays, you know.
Yeah.
It's
She's here every Friday, come by.
it's a topless thing. We all do that, you know.
I wanted to say, I had one customer, I said this before in some episodes, I had even some customers who bring their own blankets and pillows just to feel more comfortable. But I understand, again, I understand those people who come with tight pants and they have to get tattoo on their leg and they don't know what to do now when they're in shop. You know, they never, like first tattoos, you never think about these things. So
You think about the selfie afterwards.
yeah, and when you have like 100 euros worth t-shirt dirty with black ink, afterwards you realize, oh shit, I fucked it up. And I hope you don't blame me.
Yeah, also sometimes I will, like, when you tattoo this part and they're like, should I take my shoe off? And it's like kind of all covered and all that, but it's like...
It's just more...
No, but it's like, it's a nice shoe, so we take it away.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's so hard to tattoo if someone has the shoe on the leg, which leg you're tattooing. Like, if the shoe is on the leg you're tattooing, it's weird. Like,
Yeah, like if it's up.
I mean, I know, I pack it in sometimes, because sometimes it's better if the shoe is on, because when you take it off, fuck, man, sometimes it's not. That's like a one more cringy thing. Like, if you come to get tattoo, like, try to shower after
Yeah, the
partying.
hygiene thing.
Yeah, we did this hygiene episode, one of the first episodes that we started with.
But I mean, the situations are all sorts of stuff, so
Yeah.
people had the working day and all that, but be respectful in
I
that.
mean, like for me, I'm not like blaming anyone. It's just how it is. I remember my first days in tattoo shop and whatnot. And
That's why we share
why
this
I
with
wanna-
youth.
From now on, you're gonna shave your armpits and wash your shoes.
And if we look at it other way around, like I asked, do you feel comfortable being like this, or should I put the thing on and all that? But
Yeah, one thing.
you can always ask. You can say, you know, I'm uncomfortable. Is there more discreet
Yeah, can
option?
you put the wall around me for 3 hours?
Yeah, we can put the wall, fence, the divider on, or we even have like separate room, but there's always an option and you don't have to be in super uncomfortable position. But that also comes down to the like, think of what you wear and think about what's gonna happen, where you're gonna have your tattoo. And
Don't sit on these things. I experienced one time that there was a stinky customer came into the shop, got tattooed, and tattooer told him in a nice way, like through the joke, hey man, like fuck, it's hard to work, you stink a bit, you know, like can you do something? And then the guy went to the toilet, fucking, and they fucking made a good tattoo together. That's how.
yeah, but that can be uncomfortable.
Yeah. Or use the cover. I saw that once too.
But it doesn't work.
It's even worse, yeah.
No, it's not for the smell, it's for the spit and getting something
obviously
in.
you get less smell, right?
No.
So today we talked about cringy moments, and I hope you learned something from it.
If you are a tattoo customer, then you could tell about your uncomfortable situations, or maybe what you would like to receive as a service different.
Yeah.
If you are a tattooist, then just recommend some stuff and share your story.
And please, 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 please comment below if you had situations with this thing when someone sits on it, or if you're the guy who sitted on it, please tell me why, like what happened. I will answer.
Okay, tattoo people, maybe you can share any weird flexes that you experience in your shop, like some fancy clothing, some muscular situations, some posing situations and all that goodness. Or if you are a tattoo customer or enthusiast and you had experience with yourself or your friend, share it in the comment section, and like always, like, subscribes and all that stuff. See you in the next episode.
Don't be shy, be yourself. See you in the next episode, and don't forget to like my pictures.
Uh-huh.